everybody. Tori Hartman here with a psychic couple minutes. What I'm going to talk about today is, I have to tell y'all, I'm coming off our spiritual club meeting from last night, which was the open house, and it was just really amazing. And I want to acknowledge everybody who came and those who missed it. That's why I'm doing this little video for you, so that to recap some of this, because as we near the end of a year, and it can be, your year can be your birthday. It doesn't have to be the end of the, we're at the end of 2010 as I'm recording this. So one of the things that we did last night was we talked about a personal theme for the year and how important that is. And just to give you all an example, one woman in particular was challenged with family stuff, and she was talking about how, she was really feeling like maybe she should take on the theme of love for the year. And really, it was an interesting dynamic because we talked about how theme, I'll get back to this in a second, the concept of a theme in your year should really make you a little nervous and challenge you. And any time something comes up in the year, something that you feel like, I can't believe that happened, what you should come back to is, how is this relating to my theme? How is this supporting my theme? And how am I growing through this because of my theme? And it's really fascinating to see it, because what I said to this gal last night in our conference was, well, you're having so many issues with family. I said, what about forgiveness? And it was just this, almost like an energetic silence. And any of you who've had this experience before of being in a room where there's an energy that just shifts, and it was just, there was a pause, and then I said, wait a minute, I want to be really clear about forgiveness, because forgiveness isn't like, I'm going to forgive my family for all those horrible things that happened to me. It's more about, I'm forgiving myself for loving people who I feel disappointed by. I'm forgiving myself for judging other people. And when you take on a theme for a year, for example, like forgiveness, your entire energy will shift, because you realize, if I'm upset about something, if I'm upset about that, if I'm upset about that going on, how does that tie into my theme? And it's just, I have to forgive myself for maybe making a mistake, maybe, making a choice that just doesn't serve me at this time. And I think one of the things I want to say about a theme, and this was really beautiful because we did this in teams, I split people into groups and people worked on their themes together. A couple things I want to say. Your theme should make you a little nervous and stretch you outside your comfort zone. And I was sharing with people last night that my theme for this year is romance. And it's not so much about what I'm getting out there, but it's an internal shift that has to take place. So that kind of thing is very important to take on. Like, a theme should be something that changes you internally, that changes your very state, almost your DNA. And one of the things I want to say about a theme, what I suggest you do is, once you pick a theme for your year, excuse me, one of the things that I suggest you do is go onto the website. You can go to colorwisdomcards.com now. We set it up so you can go directly to colorwisdomcards.com and pick a card. Pick a random card for your year. And in this case, I just randomly picked Bahana Beige. Pick a card and really take on what the message of that card is. And don't just look at, a couple people last night picked, I picked for them, a woman named Aubergine. And people were like, oh gosh, it's the unknown. And I said, but we have to live in the unknown. That's where creation happens. We have to trust that something bigger is coming to us. So I say to you, take on your theme. And I also say to you, with Bahana Beige, it's about being fair and equal with yourself. And one of the things I want to say about vision board, which I'm just going to flash it right here so you can see it temporarily. This is kind of like what I did. One of the things this is a year and a half ago, so I want to say, always put yourself on your board, okay? We don't have to look at that, but I did a vision board because I wanted to take on, and by the way, your vision board every year should take on a new level of who you are. And I start to see the different years and see what where I was more focused and less focused. But one of the things I want to say to you is that take the theme that you pick for your year and then go and look at pictures that illustrate that theme to you. So if yours is, someone picked up, I suggested to someone elegance. And what a great theme, right? Because we were talking about, the way she wanted her life to be. And elegance is so wonderful because when she looks at a picture that represents that to her, that then brings up that state in her. So someone else picked a theme of grace because she was really in struggle, and I said, well, why not grace? And it was really interesting how the energy shifted. And so when she looks at pictures in a magazine and begins to put her vision board together, or when you do, take your theme like grace. Does that say grace to me? And when, if you pick a theme of love, does that say love to me? So every picture you pick, and by the way, because we're visual people, most of your board should be pictures. I find that words, while they're important, they're not as important in a vision board, because remember, it's our vision, unless you want to create a meditation that goes around it, which is different. But I feel very strongly like when you look at a picture, it should change your state to create your theme for your year. So that's my thinking on how I believe theme and your vision board tied together. And I wanted to do this maybe a little bit longer video than I thought to kind of give you the idea of where we go from the theme into creating your vision. And then to sustain it, find like-minded people that you can connect with so that you can constantly stay in that state and in that conversation, if you will, keeping the lines of that conversation open so that your theme changes your state, changes who you're being, and you can step into the being of where you'd like to be all the time. Because if you create it right now, there's no way it can't attract to you, whatever the it is. So when I say to you taking on a theme of romance, it's really taking on a romantic theme internally. For me, of like just enjoying beauty everywhere, yes? So what happens is then I attract that into my life. And that's what a theme should do. When you take it on internally, the external world becomes that. So thank you so much. I'm wishing you many, many blessings in the new year. And as always, please email or call us, and we're here to be of service to you. See you next time.